That should do it, right? Let me see. Yeah, okay, we're good. Sorry about that. Thought I was ready and I had my recording gear going. How's it going, everybody? All right, we're going to get right into it. Welcome Draco and Eric and Andrew and Sean Matthews. The fine people you see here in my chat are from Patreon. We record these on Patreon, then they go live on Nerdrotic Live. This one will go live Monday morning. I don't want it to overlap with the Inquisition that's going to start in about an hour, 2 hours. 2 hours. We're going to start at 6:30 tonight. So I'm going to go for about an hour here. We'll try to get through all of it. If not, then we'll do part 2 Tuesday morning. And there's going to be some overlap here. There's not much I can do about that. So you might hear some questions that were repeated, and that's okay. All right, just want to make sure we're all lined up here. You like my Reverend Horton Heat shirt? Yes, thank you. Yeah, I've decided I'm not, I don't know, I'm kind of done wearing, I used to dress up really nice for the podcasts. I'm going to start doing that. Now, this isn't really nice, but, button-up shirts, maybe occasionally a tie, a hat. I'm live. What's up? That was Mrs. Nerdrotic. Okay, so we will start out with Mexican Iron Man. My Lord and Brother DVD. I responded to the DM today. Thank you, and see you Friday. Let's get our laugh on. I airdrop in Anaheim. Is that the one I started out with? That's not the one I started out with. We're going to have to go down a little more to the other Mexican Iron Man. Oh, we can't do that. Hang on. I had it all set up, then it jumped on me. Okay, here we go. As a first olive branch towards healing fandom, Mexican Iron Man proposes that Cinco de Mayo be repurposed to be White Folk Appreciation Day. We will celebrate the white folk. I shall travel to San Francisco, then Austin, to give thanks to Gary and Doomcock. Hail, sir, $49.99 for that super chat. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man, and hail. I don't think White Folk Day will go over very well, but we could try it here in San Francisco and see what happens. Yeah, all the white folk from Antifa will have fun with that. $5 from the Box Ghost TM. Overlord, might I recommend watching Hellsing Ultimate? Something tells me you'll love the villain. Knows how to monologue like the mastermind he is. Now, I haven't seen Hellsing Ultimate either. I don't know if Doomcock has. But hey, it's something that's interesting. Thank you for the $5, the Box Ghost. And June Wong for Australian $5. Guys, I emailed you weeks ago about the art. If you really insist on compensating me for drawing, I will email it again soon. Also, more art soon. Okay, so June Wong is the artist for Star Trek Picard. I will contact you. What we are doing with the image, which is like the Pulp Fiction image right now, is I'm just going to make some stickers that I'm going to give away. And if we ever come to terms on anything monetarily, I don't care. Honestly, if we just split it 3 ways, that's fine with me, June. That's totally fine with me, whatever you want to do. But you're in Australia. So, you know what? DM us on Twitter. That would be the best way to go. Or if you can email me if you see this, June, and then I'll get you over to Mrs. Nerdrotic and she can set up the parameters. How about rebooting based off the original art? Says Tommy TK for $2. I don't know. Rebooting what? See, this is the problem when you do these so much later. No more rebooting at all. How's that? No more rebooting at all. Tonight on the Inquisition, which you'll probably be seeing in the past because you'll be seeing this in the future, will be the first 45 minutes. Doomcock and I will be discussing. I'm going to try something a little different. We're going to be discussing Doctor Who Season 1 before we get to the chat or before we get to Super Chats, and then I'm going to cut that off and leave it on the channel. And then take the rest and take it over to Nerdrotic Live once we're done recording. So we're going to record the whole show on the channel, but I can clip. You can actually edit in YouTube. It's terrible, takes forever, but you can cut off giant portions of your live stream. And what I'll do is I'll put the part 2 on Nerdrotic Live, and we'll see how that does, because that's a test for Westworld. And what the plan is I don't want to miss reviewing Westworld. I want to review Westworld every episode on my channel live. So we'll either have to push the Inquisition back an hour or do Westworld on my channel, Inquisition on Doomcock's channel. We'll do something. We'll figure out something. Here's to Aldrich Adventure Comic. Here's to an Aldrich Adventure Comic, Harvey and Harriet. Venture into Guardian of Eternity. Type entity to fix existence with Sabu along for the ride. I have no idea what that's in reference to. I will pass it on to Doomcock tonight. And General Shaishkov gives us $10. And by the way, that's Trooper Bear, FN2525 for $5. Thank you very much, Trooper Bear. We appreciate you. Felipe Abrigo. Also, I stopped watching because I don't want to see Picard and Wesley Crusher of his on his show. Shut up, JL. For 2,500 Chilean pesos. Now, one thing I'm going to talk about on the Inquisition tonight is we are actually helping Doctor Who and Star Trek Picard. There is something we have been doing that's helping them that I didn't think of. And actually, people have told me this before, and it just hasn't sunk in. It's not like I didn't listen. It's just like it didn't sink in. You know what I mean? But it sunk in this weekend. Every time I use the Doctor Who hashtag, every time I use the Star Trek Picard hashtag, every time I use the Star Trek hashtag, I help them. I am no longer... I mean, like, it helps your video and stuff get visible, but I don't think it helps that much, to be honest with you. It's bad enough I got to put Star Trek in the title. So I am no longer going to do positive hashtags. They will be a negative connotation. They will show my disdain for the show. So every time I talk about Doctor Who, it will be RIP Doctor Who. Hang on a second. I'm getting a message here from Mrs. Nerdrotic. It must be important. Just a moment. Oh, crap. Okay, guys, we're going to have to take a quick break. I'm going to put up some music. She had to go somewhere, so I didn't know that. Hang on a second, folks. So you'll have a brief musical break. I will be right back. Ay, ay, ay. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to have to download this and re-edit and all this fun stuff, but that's okay. You guys get to see the rough cut. Kind of shit happens all the time, to be honest with you. Where were we? Okay. Mexican Iron Man, my brother and Lord DVD. I responded to the DM Tuesday. Thank you, and see you Friday. Let's get our laugh on. I airdropped into Anaheim Mouse on Sunday. Oh, he's going to Disneyland, maybe? I don't know. That was for $4.99. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man. $5. Sebastian Annan. Just a heads up to check out the SCP Foundation when you get a chance. Great sci-fi horror content. Check out the Volgun vids on YouTube. NOA. I don't know what NOA means. I don't know, Sebastian, but thank you. Thank you. For Canadian $2.79. What's your go-to candy bar? We did answer this one. Mine, if I don't, neither of us like candy bars that much, but peanut butter cup, definitely DCG. Loved that one since I was a little kid. My grandma used to give me little peanut butter cups to bribe me with stuff, to get me to do stuff. LEY for $4.99. Found Neurotic Doomcock and Mauler through Game of Thrones Season 8. I've been a viewer ever since. Keep up the good work in this age of subversion. Oh, and the worst subversion happened last Sunday. I'm working on a video now, and I was going over YouTube to see like what the reaction was, positive and negative. And you know what? It's tepid on both sides. If you search Doctor Who rant, you'll find about 8 videos. If you search Doctor Who reaction, you'll get about 15, 16 videos. None of them have a lot of views. Drinker and I have probably the most views of anybody from the end. And honestly, nobody's watching the show. So there were so many people out already, but this did piss off even Jodie fans. There's a ton of spin going on, and it looks like it's a lot, but it's all coming from Radio Times and Digital Spy, the usual suspects, but not anybody else, to be honest with you. So, I mean, it's dead. It's dead. I probably won't review it from here on out because I don't want to give it that signal boost anymore. And I think apathy is the best way to go. I think we should just walk away at this point. I don't know if I'm turning this into a Lord of the Rings wall or not. I still love Doctor Who. I still love the old stuff. What they did was just, it was mean. It was mean. It really was. And it was done to be mean. Straight up. I just bought the Blu-rays for the original series at TNG, and I'm going to enjoy them now. That will never see this kind of quality again. Yeah, any General Sheskov for $5. No, you're not. So that, I guess, listen, we're nerds. We're hopeful. So we all probably had it in the back of our minds that maybe we'll get one more TNG movie. I mean, they're all still alive. They all can still act. I thought we would. And this is what we're getting. And, Kurtzman and Chibnall. It's always better to burn out than to fade away. And what Doctor Who and Star Trek are doing are fading away. How you burn out? Give the fans what they want. Subversion is such a bullshit, weak-ass, lazy term for I don't want to take the time to learn the lore to actually tell a good story within this universe that I don't know much about. So I'm just going to come in here like I'm Mr. Artur and I'm going to subvert everything and tell everybody that. But the first thing you learn at Hollywood before you go to film school is the art of bullshit. And Rian Johnson is not very talented filmmaker. He's very pedestrian, okay? He's very okay, but he's very good at bullshit. I mean, like, straight up quintessential little weasel. Breaking news script leak. When asked by the girl who's the key to everything what milk he'd like to in his tea, Picard replied, make it soy. Oh, make it soy. That's good. Commander Payne VR for £5. Make it soy. That's really good. I like that. I'm going to use that tonight. February 23rd, $4.99. Destiny Captain. Star Trek still has a number of handwritten scripts from Phase 2 as well as story treatments made from the TNG era. They can repurpose them. They could, but they won't. They won't, Destiny Captain. No, here's the fact that we all have to live with. These things are dead. They're gone. They're not coming back. We're not going to get a reboot within 2 years that's going to be better. I mean, I guess we could, but we're probably not. I mean, the likelihood of you seeing the last Star Trek that you're ever going to see for a long, long time is now. So that's why I think a lot of people have reconciled themselves to just liking it, even though they know it's bad. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. There's other stuff out there. Apparently Altered Carbon. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't want to pass judgment on it. I've just heard very bad things. Melissa said it was boring. 12 Years a Slave and Serenity villain pronounced Chiatel Achiofor. Chiwetel Achiofor. Chiwetel Achiofor? Yeah, I still can't pronounce his name. But he's a great actor. He really is. Hail DC and Gary. Thoughts on DC 5G reboot? Is this the end of Warner Brothers? Is this the end and Warner Brothers giving up for $5? Yes. We are nearing the end of retail monthly comics. I think they're going to, they'll always be around. And it will end with a whimper and quickly. You'll just wake up one day and DC staff has been fired and they have shuttered the comics division and they'll just reprint digests. And what I think the future might be is you need to treat a graphic novel like a novelization, like I was talking about to Mark C. I think they're on the right path with Indiegogo, but, and this is a big but, and some people might not like to hear this, but this is just based on 10 years experience in comic book retail and decades experience in retail. The comics are too short to have that long of a wait. 100-page graphic novel coming out every 4 months, 4 to 6 months. That's acceptable. 48-page comic coming out once a year. It's great. You'll probably get one of the best looking comics and best written comics around, but it's just not enough to grab you. You can't have 5, 10, 20 minutes of entertainment once a year. Comics are meant to be read quickly and read weekly. They're supposed to be weekly as far as, you get your stash and you get your monthly book. So I think if you go the graphic novel route, now if you want to go big ass graphic novel, that's a couple hundred pages that you do treat it like a novel, like it comes out every couple, 3 years. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That'll work 100%. So instead of doing your 48-page Indiegogo, you might need to build trust. So I think that's a good way to start that way. And I'm working this out in my head. I don't have all the fucking answers. I just know buying habits of customers. I'm not an artist. I'm not a writer. I just know the other end of it that the artists and writers don't know. They think they know, but they don't know, because comic shop owners, again, the reason I bring it up, it's a very unique job. I talked to fans, and I still do, every day for 10 years. That's all I did, was talk to fans about pop culture. I didn't talk about the weather. I didn't talk about politics. For 10 years, I was talking comic books and movies and films. And I'm decent on knowing what the buying I can figure out what buying habits are. It's just something you learn. And the comic book customer is not the most patient person in the world. That's why they like comic books. That's why they don't, they like fantasy novels too. And that's what they need to shift. They need to shift that because it's very habitual. A lot of the comic market right now is based on habitual buying. And if you break that, man, poof, it falls apart. There's still a hunger for comics. People love comic books. And I think a lot of people will succeed once they stop fucking this Sean Gordon Murphy shit is shit. I am completely aware of what's going on in the world of comic books and Indiegogo and stuff. I'm not going to get involved in it. I have no desire to get involved in it. I want everybody to succeed with their comics, and I want everybody to remember what customer service really is. Okay. Customer service is treating all your customers and your peers with respect. And, I know that doesn't happen with the peers part, but the customer part has to happen. And making a comic is not that easy. I've done it, and it's not easy at all. And you got to be careful with the Indiegogos, and you got to fulfill your promises. And, shit happens. Nobody's perfect. Just stay in contact, stay out there. If somebody has a problem and they need their money back, refund them. And that should be it. I mean, being an artist though, to sympathize with the artist side of it, art is so much based on your mood. Okay. Listen, it's not like going to the salt mines, but you wake up and you're just sick or something like that, man. You're just not feeling drawing and you want to put your best work on the page. So I think most customers understand artists, comic artists. Like, you can't just crank out shit every day. Not everybody's Bagley or, especially if you want really fine work. When I purchase an Indiegogo, and I'm not saying everybody else has to feel like this at all. This is just my attitude towards it. I'm basically funding this project. If I see it, great. If I don't, great. I'm helping the person because I like the person. I just got Tug's book. I've given to a lot of books. I haven't received them all. I don't care. I personally don't care. It's a few bucks. But if you care, then you should. They should care that you care. Okay. I'm not saying because I don't care, you shouldn't care. I'm not saying that at all. So, and it's not tricky. It's simple. Good customer service. That's it. That's the key to a good comic shop. Honestly, you can open up a comic shop and not know shit about comics because you'll learn it. You'll learn it through osmosis within a year. If you have good customer service, you will beat the pants off of a comic shop who's got 20, 30, 40 years experience, but he's an asshole or she's an asshole. That's been my experience. Customer service wins out. Doomcock, when's your comic coming out? I buy it. How did you get to the center of the earth? Well, if you know his origin, DCG, for $6.99, which you can find on Midnight's Hedge, he repurposed a Nazi base. I think he kept the dinosaurs down there, though. Yeah. Now, Doomcock he's a benevolent supervillain. He's not into genocide at all. So, gave the bad boys from Germany their walking papers. You two are great. How would you test for a Disney bitch? Like at old time witches? How would we test? I think we'd both be really good. I kind of see me and Doomcock as the old men in the Muppets, though. Those guys. Hail Gary, after the last Star Trek Picard episode, I am only waiting for the Orville. They should speed up production to redeem the Star Trek fans. No, you don't want Trek Dog. Listen, that's great. You're excited. We all need to be patient with the Orville. One thing I'm allowed to tell you is they're trying to get it right. Like, they are trying their asses off. And again, this is where my speculation begins and ends to what they told me. I met the ship designers, the conceptual artists, the producers, the editors. I met everybody but the actors and Seth because they were working on a scene. But I got to see them. Seth knew I was there. Seth, I mean, and Seth is aware of you guys, okay, and he wants to make you all happy. That's what he wants to do, and he wants to get it right. So we're gonna have to probably be patient, and I'm okay with that. And just like I'm okay with them, Lord of the Rings firing everybody if they're gonna be a bunch of woke idiots, get them the fuck out. Or I would just rather not have any Lord of the Rings, to be honest with you. But they're coming for Lord of the Rings. Oh, that's a video for next week. And one thing I can promise you is there will be lots of Lord of the Rings content on my channel. I don't care if nobody watches it. I love Lord of the Rings. Anytime there's Lord of the Rings news, I've already missed enough. I will be reporting on it. Actors, whatever. You will hear it from me. And again, I don't care if anybody watches it. I am going to cover the shit out of that show. And I had an idea for Patreon to finally fulfill some of my obligations on Patreon, which is going to start finally this week. It's going to be huge, but since I'm actually this close to being caught up on everything, it's kind of opened up the channel to a lot of new possibilities. So there's going to be more content on Nerdrotic Live because I'm going to be reviewing Lord of the Rings chapters and the Song of Ice and Fire chapters. So we're going to get some lore stuff, and I'm going to invite patrons on to join me. So they're going to be the stream of Ice and Fire. The stream of Ice and Fire. And we're going to get, we have a Patreon tier that's Game of Thrones. We're going to see if any of those people want to come on, and we can discuss chapters. And I'm thinking, fuck it, let's do it in order. Let's do it in order. And maybe we'll get through all the books. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We could mix in like Winds of Winter chapters too. That'd be kind of cool. NG1 Teve 2 are great. How do you two? Oh, I already read that one. Doomcock. Oh, and I don't know if Doomcock could do a comic. I'll ask him tonight. I don't know if he has time though. I think if he wrote it and somebody else drew it, yes, I think he would do one. But again, I'll be honest with you. Listen, I'm honest with you guys. I have witnessed what other channels do with the Indiegogo, and you have to ask yourself this question: am I a YouTuber or am I a comic creator? Because you can't be both. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. One has to come first. You can be both. I was wrong there. Scratch that. You can be both, but one has to come first. One has to be the priority, and you got to ask yourself, is it going to be YouTube or is it going to be a comic book? There are some superhumans out there that can do it both, but very few. I couldn't do it. So I think Doomcock's a YouTuber first, but I'll ask him. Lucasfilm fires Spielberg from Indy 5. LOL. Wow. That's the first time for KK firing a director before shooting had started, says 200 Watt Studios. Yeah, I don't know if he got fired. I think he quit, but you never know. Maybe he did. 200 Watt Studio. Maybe he did. Trek Dog. Hail Gary. After the last Star Trek Picard episode, I already read that one. Okay. CJ. And okay, we're caught up there. All right. That's it. We done there. Well, I don't know if I can scroll up because I'm logged into somewhere else. Let's see if I don't think that's going to work. I think I missed a couple on Friday night. Last Friday night. So I'm going to sound like Zach scrolling up. I don't know how it's possible, but I think I heard Stargate 404 say I missed one of his. So let's take a look. Stargate 404. I got that one. All right. Mulan went, well, I read this one, but I'll read it again. Mulan went woke and Disney catered to China. Can't wait to see it flop in China with the blah, blah, blah. I don't want to say that word. The beer bug. We're too dependent on China economically in general. Yes. I think we need to bring up our president.
I have no choice but to tell you, you're fired.
Yes, our president who sits in the Iron Throne, by the way, next to me. And I only do that to trigger people. He's called Trigger Trump for a reason. Yes, we are. I don't know what else we can do about this. Maybe this makes us less economic on China. I don't want anybody to panic about the beer bug. Honestly, we kind of talked about this on Friday Night Tights. It's a sequel to the last one that we had that spelled SAR. They're literally calling it SAR2 at this point. So don't panic. Take care of your very young and your very old. If you have some kind of ailment, like if you're, you have some kind of sickness, just stay the hell away from people. Lots of prayers out there. Lots of prayers. We don't want anybody to get sick. Yeah, it's terrible. Here, let's go to some of the chat here. Since we're done there, I'm gonna peruse over this to make sure I didn't miss anything. I usually go over it when I have a free minute with my live stream. I hate missing these things. Bear Business 1 is asking Jeremy to do a season 1 review of Batwoman. I'm actually going to probably do one. I'm going to watch the rest and do a season review. Again, I'm trying something different on the channel tonight that I think will actually work. I would love to keep the entire live stream on the channel. That would be my preference. Go to Sheila Alien, who's an excellent YouTuber, and she's a fellow Fandom Menace member. You'll see her in the chat sometime. She's really great. She was kind enough to put me in a video and said something very nice about me. So thank you, Sheila. I really appreciate you. She talked about live streaming hurting your channel, and it really does. And you know what sucks is I went to VidCon in 2016, and all they told us was to live stream. So here's the pros and cons of live streaming. If you want to just, if I like say I wake up tomorrow and go, you know what, 225,000 subs, that's enough. And I could just live stream every day, do a couple videos here and there. My channel would still grow, but not very much, but it'd be fine. Like that's it. But you wouldn't grow your audience at all. And you recycle audience. So you do need to keep growing because people get tired of you, they leave. Or you do the alternate channel, which has worked out fantastic for me. I have left 2 live streams on the channel lately, and it automatically slows things down. Without a doubt, I was cooking. I'm not going to take those live streams down because I want to keep them up. Screw it. I'll sacrifice a few subs to keep our reaction for Doctor Who up and my Picard live streams. My Picard live streams are doing pretty good, and I'm going to keep doing them. And honestly, that's what I've always done on this channel. I've always done live reviews after television. So I'm not going to stop doing that. I like doing it. But yeah. So I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to leave about 45 minutes of the Inquisition up, and it's just going to be us discussing Doctor Who. I think part of the problem with live streams, I can tell you one of the major problems with live streams is people don't take the time to title them. They put up bullshit stream or blah, 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 or hum, or they try to be cute. Don't do that. Title your live stream. We'll see how many people listen to me. Title your live streams. I'll tell you right now, I left all my Game of Thrones live streams up and they didn't hurt me at all. So I think it just depends on the situation like everything else. Stargate 404, I think that was the super chat you mentioned I missed, but I read that one. I know I read that one. All right. So let's talk to the chat a little bit. That was a little quicker than I thought it would be. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Let's see who we got here. Andrew Brown says, at this rate, you would think they'd want to put a line of code with like a checkbox you clicked when you're reading a super chat. They need to do something. I did have a conversation with somebody yesterday at YouTube about that very thing, and I was told that they would take it under consideration. I pressed them. I'm like, are you working on something like this? Are you working on something like this? They wouldn't tell me. A full definition would have to detail cons that are so common with unbiased adherence to what I mentioned. I don't know what that is. I'm a sadist, Eric. I am. But it looks funny. So I don't know. But, that made me think of cons. So I think Emerald City got canceled. I know South by Southwest got canceled. If Comic-Con gets canceled, holy shit. It looks like Star Wars Celebration might get canceled, which sucks because we had big plans for that. If they cancel all these cons, then maybe we can work out a place to do a Fandom Menace meetup. Mark C. mentioned there's a con in Florida in 2021. That's next year. So I want to do something this year. And like, honestly, I don't know anything about the con in 2021. I guess it's going to be a Comicsgate and Fandom Menace con, but nobody's talked to me about it. So, yeah. And I'm not going to assume I'm going. Plus, they want to do it in Florida, which is pretty far. Oh, yeah, you're right, Dario. A Google YouTube representative wouldn't commit to anything without authorization. It might get them in. It might get in, and then again, it might not. Yeah, it'd get them in trouble probably, and they probably don't know anyway. I doubt I was talking to anybody here in the States. A discussion of the meaning of woke. Woke is a term. I don't know if it's appropriately used technically, okay? But we're way beyond whether it's technically used or not. It is now vernacular. It is now regular vernacular here on YouTube for partisan, preachy politics of a very special brand, which is progressive elitist left. And it's also a term for, and it doesn't mean in the general sense, you don't even need to disagree with these politics. It's how they're presented. So it's intent. And it's also, you ask what the pro-woke people are. So when they say woke, it's the same way we're saying woke. And it's all these people dancing around, we're making shit less white. That's it. We're making shit less white. We're going to use the term diversity when technically they're not being diverse because they're excluding somebody. They say they're bringing more people to the table, but they're still excluding somebody. And there's no positive way to say that. But there really is. And it's overcorrection. But Hollywood, look at Hollywood and entertainment. They're like a dumb child, collectively. They're very reactionary. They're very emotional. They don't think things through. They don't plan things. I mean, Christ, look at Star Wars. That's $1 billion. They didn't plan. $1 billion project that they did not plan. And what I just said to you, and you guys know this, that's not hyperbole. That's a fact. The director for Birds of Prey is woke. She made her whole movie was pitched on a woke anti-patriarchal pitch film, short, sizzle reel. She had no experience. they had to bring in a man to shoot the fight scenes. I mean, the irony there is beautiful, and that is woke. So I know a lot of people come in the live stream chats and they go, "What is woke?" Well, they know what it's woke. It's exactly what they think it is. But the slang that's used on YouTube is to cover a lot, so we don't have to parse out everything. But it basically means Hollywood's making things less white. They're also trying to push this whole matriarchy thing. And a happy Woman's Day, by the way. And I'm going to repeat this on the Inquisition, but how did Doctor Who miss dropping their final episode, redoing the Doctor's past, and not doing it on International Women's Day? Minus woke points for Chris Chibnall. What the fuck? What the fuck? All right. I'm going to get ready for the Inquisition, everybody. So I will see you guys. I don't know. We'll probably get through the whole show tonight. I'm trying not to leave too many super chat square ups. So this will be up on Monday. I got to edit out those little parts there. And what else do I need to do? Yeah. So we're going to review the first chapter of Game of Thrones. We're going to do some fun stuff. But I'll see you here on Patreon again tomorrow. I don't know what time yet, though. But I'll be back on for a nooner tomorrow. All right, everybody. So I'll see you in a little bit on the Inquisition. It should be fun tonight. Nice and salty. Nice and salty. I'll take you out with some music.
Nerderotic.com